Kingsman: The Golden Circle is directed by Matthew Vaughn and stars Taron Egerton, Colin, Firth, Julianne Moore, Halle Berry, Mark Strong, Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges. And in this movie, Eggsy, played by Taron Egerton, is settled into the role of being a Kingsman. He used to be, I need my hat for this. He used to be the punk walk around. What's up, bruv? Yeah, oh, I'm a Kingsman. Yeah, what's that all about? What, are you taking a piss? And Julianne Moore is in the movie as the villain, where she's got this crazy plan that involves poisoning drugs with something to have a plan go through, a crazy, convoluted, wacky, over-the-top plan, and she's got this crazy, very much a Bond villain type lair and hideout. So the Kingsmen have to team up with the Statesmen, their American counterparts from Kentucky. You got Jeff Bridges, Channing Tatum, Halle Berry, so they're teaming up to take on the bad guys and do crazy, over-the-top stuff. Much like the first Kingsman, it's a Bond movie in spirit and certain sensibilities of we're gonna have very over-the-top, crazy, eccentric villains and plots and crazy gadgets, but let's have it be really hardcore, kick-ass, awesome, R-rated. And that's why I love the first Kingsman. I adore this movie. I didn't actually end up reviewing it on my channel way back in 2015, but I adore it, I love it, it's an incredible movie. And this one feels like more of the same. It's really gonna go over the top and campy at times. Julianne Moore's whole plot and hideout, she's in this jungle in the middle of nowhere with like a 50s nostalgia base, essentially, with robot dogs. And I will say they definitely felt like they toned it up from the first one. The first one felt like it had a balance. It was very weighty and dramatic, but it was also very fun with the campy, crazy stuff. And it was a really good balance that just made for, in my opinion, a better type of James Bond movie. So I was very excited for this one. I wanted more of the same fun vibe with kick-ass action awesomeness. Matthew Vaughn is one of my favorite directors. That guy has a great style and sensibility that I really appreciate. And Matthew Vaughn brought that style back, that sensibility, that Kingsman vibe, and he definitely turned it up to 11. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, really. We'll talk about it because a lot of this movie really works, but a lot of it doesn't work so well. I think every performance in the movie is really, really good. Taron Egerton is fantastic. Colin, Firth, incredible. Julianne Moore's a lot of fun. Halle Berry, Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges, Mark Strong, they all do really, really good work. It's more of the story they're in and what they're given to do at times that makes it less impactful overall. Like Colin Firth is doing really good work, but his overall role in the movie and where they go with him, it's like it could have been better. And then like Julianne Moore is really fun as the villain, but her use in the movie is very limited and I wanted more of her. I wanted her to feel like she made more of an impact in the movie. She's just kind of like, yeah, she's there, but you don't remember her as much as you want to, considering all the flair she adds to the movie, her 50s era bass and all the crazy stuff she has and is doing. She should have made a bigger impact in the movie. And unfortunately, the Statesmen were really a big disappointment for me because I was excited, like, oh shit, we got Jeff Bridges and Channing Tatum as cowboy statesmen, the American Kingsmen, essentially. I was really excited, and their impact in the movie also is not very big. I wanted them in the movie a lot more than they should have been. Jeff Bridges, hardly in it, and then poor Channing Tatum, I was like, yes, this is gonna be great. I just saw Logan Lucky, who's really good in that as like a redneck. I want more of that. And he really also criminally underused in the movie. They use a lot of Halle Berry, who is very good, but overall some of the characters were not used to their full potential, and it could have been better with the use of the characters and their point in the story. Because the story, the main one, the villain wants to poison people with drugs and all this and that, is good enough. It's a lot of fun, but there's a lot of B plots and like side stories that I don't care about as much, like Eggsy and his girlfriend. It's alright, like it's not necessarily terrible, but it's just, I don't care as much. Then they do make up for it, because the action in this movie is balls to the wall, in your face, insane. Like the first one, Matthew Vaughn has a great style for how to shoot movies just in general. It's fantastic, beautiful looking cinematography. And when it comes to action, the guy just, he adds a vibe and a flavor that's really fun. It's a little bit too CG infused this time. He uses CGI to stitch certain shots together to make it like a flowing long take or something like really badass. And sometimes it really works. Like there's a car chase in this movie that is awesome. And then other times it's a little bit too much CGI, so it gets a very artificial feel. Even though it's like really entertaining and visually enjoyable, it's a little too fake at times where it's like, yeah, it looks cool, but there's a lot of like blah in the frame to try put it all together, and it's in that way it doesn't quite work as well as the first movie, but it's still really cool, and I like that type of action because he goes for some really crazy shit, and I appreciate that. Whenever people are kicking ass or doing crazy stuff in the movie, is really entertaining. I just wish I cared about some of the characters more, or they were used better in the movie to help aid that. And the movie is really fun, even if the writing at times has weaknesses with how to use certain characters or not giving them enough to do, or having B plots that don't matter and draw away attention. It's still like really, really fun, and when the action's on, it's visually visually, it's very appealing, very entertaining. It's a really fun time. It is very much R-rated, crazy James Bond movies. It's very much like something you see in a Roger Moore one. Those were the 70s and 80s where they were like just throwing weird shit because it's a spy movie. Let's have some fun. If you listen, we can have our dramatic moments, our serious moments, heartfelt stuff, but also let's have a lot of fun. It's spies, gadgets, crazy, campy stuff. Let's be entertaining and enjoyable, and I really appreciate that, and I went with it. It has some weaknesses, but overall it's a really fun movie. It's a step down from the first for sure in terms of overall quality, but it's really fun and enjoyable, and I was really entertained by the movie. The movie carries on the vibe, the real feel of the first Kingsman movie. Everything good about it. It wants to do that more, bigger and better. It wants to carry that on and keep doing it, but unfortunately it just doesn't have as much substance as the first movie. And overall, I wish I cared a little bit more about the movie and the characters. It's just the writing and some of the things that happen. It's like I should care more than I do when you want to get dramatic or have certain things happen. I should care more than I do, but I am having a lot of fun with the movie. And like I said, the movie is campy and over the top and crazy, and at times it really pushes how far crazy it can go or should go. At times there's stuff that happened where it's like, I don't mind it being over the top and crazy with gadgets and all this stuff because it's a spy movie to be fun, but even then at times it's pushing it like, this might actually be too far, this might be too much. So yeah, I had fun with the movie. It was a good, entertaining time, but in terms of quality, it's a big step down from the original. A lot of things could have been improved. It's a good follow-up, but it's not on the same level, but it's fun, but I'd give Kingsman: The Golden Circle a B. It was a good movie, but it could have been great. It had such potential. It should have been amazing. I should have loved this movie, and I'm disappointed by that. Comment below, tell me what you guys thought of it, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.